Women have become the men they wanted or the men they hated. No drama and my peace. Never having to face being accused of something that never happened. Never having to jump through hoops to meet a standard that a woman cannot even begin to approach herself. If a man mistreats a woman, there are consequences, and other men will challenge him for his poor behavior. When women mistreat a man, there are no consequences, and other women will champion them and tell them they're a boss babe. It is increasingly clear that more and more women are buying into the social media hype and just becoming more and more narcissistic and entitled. It's completely unbalanced, and men are tired of getting used. This is why a whole new generation of young males are being taught to never be used and exploited by women, and to instead go their own way. I know a woman on Facebook who once posted something about how women would be happier in a society without men. So, I told her that I supported her on that, and that there should be a mid-sized town somewhere where men are not allowed to enter for any reason. I then told her that she and her girlfriends and the other women there would now be 100% responsible for any construction, building maintenance, plumbing, and larger water infrastructure, electricity, and larger electrical infrastructure, road maintenance, even if it's 100 degrees outside, roofing even if it's 100 degrees outside, sanitation including trash collecting and sewer cleaning and maintenance, cleanup after storm damage, trucking in all the goods they will need, logging for the wood they will need, getting a job on an oil rig for the petroleum products they will need. Funny, she never posted anything like that again after this response. Women must stop orienting themselves toward fixing things for men and start fixing themselves. Men who are aware have moved forward and are fine. The fact is that men don't need to feel needed, but we do need to feel wanted and appreciated. It's fine for a woman to not need a man, and for her to tell herself this as often as makes her feel good. She can do for herself all the things men traditionally do, like mow the lawn, fix things around the house, hold a high-paying job, or even, as you said, be a plumber, be an electrician, be a lineman. But if she finds it necessary to say out loud that she doesn't need a man over and over again, particularly to the men she interacts with, and especially to any men she dates, men interpret this as, "I don't want a man." That will lead any men she dates to think, and possibly even say to her, "Well then, you clearly don't want me, so what are we doing here?" Everyone wants to be loved for who they are. Attraction to women dies entirely when you realize that your very best-case unicorn scenario with a woman is still only that you might be loved, despite your vulnerability, as long as you budget it with incredible caution and never once guess wrong. In the same way, a woman's love for a man dies in that instant. Our love for all women dies instantly when we understand what happened. I've never experienced a more punishing betrayal than opening up to the person I'm supposed to be able to trust most, only to be immediately treated with contempt and looked at like a stranger. When you see how primal that reaction is, you will never again be able to believe that a woman is capable of doing anything more than, at the very best, disdainfully tolerating your vulnerability. And then there is simply no point to ever having a relationship with one of them. After a certain point, when all you have known in some certain area of life is fail, 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 despite your best efforts to your human abilities, it's time to stop the insanity and withdraw. Go to an area of life where satisfaction is attainable, even if it's not what you initially envisioned. This is the meat and potatoes of it. At some point, you have to abandon the ship before the water hits your chin. You can say some women don't want men to go their own way, but even then, they just want a walking ATM. We've learned our lesson. We're slow learners, but eventually, we do catch on. No one's going to use me for anything except physical intimacy. I'm not going to be tricked again. No attachments. They can go whenever and wherever they want to go. Well, as a man, I know that the Me Too movement has gotten so bad that almost looking at women will get you in trouble, even if you have done nothing wrong. There was a time I was waiting at a bus stop and a woman got off the bus, came over to me, and said, "Don't pull on my shirt." Even though I had never seen this woman in my life, luckily, I didn't get in trouble because she was pretty crazy, and no one believed I was anywhere near her. Feminism was never a rights movement. The civil rights movement was a rights movement. Women could vote, In some cases, women could rule, and a lot of what was there was not exclusively to keep women out, but mutually agreed upon because it was a matter of fact over a matter of feelings. A female fireman or cop cannot do a man's job, and these were supposed to be our finest and strongest men. As modern female sports has shown us, even our weaker men, including 15-year-old boys, can overpower the best women have to offer. All feminism did, all it was meant to do, was destroy the family by dividing the female against the male. Take whatever reasons you want, feminism is, by the admission of feminists, about reducing the population, and feminism came about around the 60s, 70s when stories like Soylent Green and Logan's Run were warning of the dangers of overpopulation, and technology had women convinced they could put off family until 40, and that it's better to serve an uncaring boss over a loving husband. The other biggest issue is the masculinity they have taken away by choosing men of only certain standards as part of a game. Complain if we actually want to talk and open up emotionally because it's not manly. As a Christian, it is a battle with false expectations of having to provide from the start and do all the pursuing. No more mutual honest effort in today's relationship world. I hate the term dating since it is a game. The right to vote was linked to land ownership, not gender, and women have been heads of state and sole rulers before and since America's establishment. Feminism did no good. Do everyone a favor and kindly stop perpetuating this myth. The fact that there are so many women who are modern feminists who keep saying they don't need men to make us not want anything to do with them. I know personally, I will never date a modern feminist whether she is twin, third, or fourth wave feminist. They keep fighting for more rights, when they have more rights than men in so many ways. I look at how badly feminists bash men and think, I don't want a Western woman. Both men and women will find themselves attracted to a toxic person, and unless they are willing to realize that they need to stop dating that kind of person, no matter how many people tell them that they keep dating the same person over and over again, they keep dating that kind of person again. As time goes by, I have found there are some good Western women out there who aren't modern feminists. Honestly, there needs to be a dating service out there for men who can find a good woman who's not a modern feminist and wants to be a partner. No free spirits for me. You know, I used to believe in equality, but extreme feminism has forced me to look deeper into it. Men and women are not equal. If we were, there would be no controversy over trans women in women's sports. There would be no division in sports at all. Women basketball players would have always been playing with and against men. Men cannot have babies, and women can do many jobs that men can do. I have even seen a woman pouring concrete, but that was just one woman. I had never heard of a woman lineman, hot tar roofer, or road construction. The one woman who worked pouring concrete is the only woman I have ever seen working in construction. Oh, besides being a painter, I have been burned by every single woman I have dated, and my ex-wife. I have been single for 10 years. I'm so disgusted with their behavior that I can't even bring myself to share my manhood with them. They don't deserve it. Men need to realize that there is more to life than living after woman. Women have made their choice now. Stop crying and make a path for your life. Crazy, you only get one life, and these men are crying over families, kids, and women. I guess a ruler needs to place your crybabies back into wars. Most men never procreate, that is nothing new. But today most men are not forced into war, mines, and fields. Be happy and take control of your life. Evolve. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support. So please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.